Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the incredible story behind a 1991 1-cent coin that's worth way more than its face value. That's right, this little penny has a hidden value that could reach up to a staggering $27 million. Let's get into the history, the mystery, and why collectors are going crazy for this little copper coin. Let's start with a quick background. The 1991 penny was struck at the Denver Mint, as marked by the small d under the date on the coin. Like most other Lincoln cents, it was designed by Victor David Brenner and has Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the front, or obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, or reverse. Now, most 1991 pennies are made of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating and aren't worth more than their face value. But a select few have gained legendary status due to specific features and conditions. And that's where it gets really interesting. So, what makes some coins worth a fortune, while others are just worth a penny? Well, when it comes to coins, the factors that influence value are rarity, condition, demand, and any unique features or errors * that set it apart. Rarity plays a big part here. In most cases, coins are only worth more if there were very few made, or if they're in exceptional, mint condition. But this particular 1991 penny stands out because of, well, it's a bit of a mystery. Alright, let's get to the good stuff. There are rumors that a handful of these 1991 pennies were struck with an error, or they may have been produced under rare circumstances that make them unique. These special pennies have been known to sell for anywhere from a few $1,000s up to even more. And the top condition coins are rumored to be worth as much as $27 million. Now, whether someone would pay that much is the question, but some collectors are definitely willing to pay big bucks. But what makes a coin like this so rare? Experts speculate that some 1991 pennies might have minor minting errors or use different metal alloys, making them incredibly valuable to the right buyer. Here's what to look for if you happen to have a 1991 penny lying around. First, check the coin's condition. Coins that are in mint or near mint condition are the most desirable. Look for any unusual characteristics, like doubling in the text, unusual coloring, or other abnormalities. Collectors pay a premium for pennies with errors like these. Sometimes, these coins have unique toning or may even weigh slightly more than standard pennies. These small differences can mean big money to a collector. Okay, so let's say you have a 1991 penny that looks unique. How do you find out if it's truly worth anything? You'll want to have it appraised by a professional, especially someone who specializes in rare coins. Many coin grading companies like PCGS can give you a certified appraisal. Getting your coin graded by a reputable organization can add a lot of value to it, because serious collectors want that professional certification. You might even find that your penny is one of those rare, valuable coins worth thousands, or even millions. So, why do collectors care so much about rare coins like these? Well, for some, it's about the thrill of finding something incredibly rare and unique. For others, it's about the history, the mystery, and the story behind each coin. Coins like the 1991 penny add a layer of excitement to collecting. They're pieces of history you can hold in your hand, and the fact that they might be worth millions adds to the intrigue. So, next time you come across some spare change, take a closer look. You never know, you might be holding on to a hidden fortune. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all our videos about rare finds and valuable collectibles. Next, 1988 1-cent. Today, we're diving into the world of the 1988 Lincoln penny. That's right, this humble coin could potentially bring big money, if you know what to look for. So, if you're curious about coin collecting, or maybe you've heard rumors about rare US pennies worth a fortune, stick around. You won't want to miss this one. Let's rewind a bit. The 1988 Lincoln penny, part of the Lincoln Memorial series, was minted by the United States Mint and features President Abraham Lincoln's bust on the obverse, and the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Now, while this coin was minted in large quantities across Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, some varieties have gained significant value over the years. During this era, coins were minted primarily from a copper-plated zinc composition, a switch that started back in 1982 to reduce production costs. While 1988 was an unremarkable year for pennies in terms of design, it's the unique varieties and rare errors that set some of these coins apart from the rest. Alright, so what makes a 1988 penny worth anything more than face value? Let's talk about those rare varieties and errors that can skyrocket a coin's value. A significant one is the 1988 double die reverse, where the lettering on the reverse of the coin appears doubled. When collectors find one of these, they're usually willing to pay a premium for it. But that's not all. Another valuable variety is the so-called wide AM variation. Most pennies from 1988 have a close AM design, where the letters A and M in America are almost touching. However, in rare cases, you might come across a 1988 penny where the letters A and M are clearly separated. These coins are often called wide AM pennies and can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars if they're in excellent condition. Now, you might be wondering, how much are we talking here? Let's break down some values. A typical 1988 penny with no special qualities is worth, well, 1 cent. However, if you've got a 1988 wide AM in near perfect condition, you could be looking at hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And if your penny has a double die error, that could bring in similar value. But could a 1988 penny ever reach millions? While no penny from this year has sold for such astronomical figures, it's not impossible for a unique, one-of-a-kind error coin to become incredibly valuable. Remember, a single penny from 1943, the bronze cent, sold for over $1 million because of its rarity. The truth is, when it comes to rare coins, collectors are willing to pay a premium for pieces that are both rare and historically significant. Alright, so how do you check if you're holding on to a valuable 1988 penny? First things first, grab a magnifying glass. Look for the wide AM on the back of the coin, and check if there's any doubling in the letters. If you're unsure, a professional coin grader can help identify rare errors and varieties, and grading can drastically increase your coin's value. And don't forget, condition matters. Coins that are graded mint state or higher by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC are usually worth more than those with visible wear and tear. So, whether you're a long-time coin collector or just someone who's curious about the treasures hiding in their loose change, keep an eye out for these valuable 1988 pennies. Who knows? Your penny could be worth way more than you ever imagined. Be sure to check your change, and if you find something interesting, reach out to a coin dealer or a professional appraiser. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more treasure hunting tips and coin collecting secrets. And drop a comment below, who knows? Maybe you've got a rare coin waiting to be discovered. Next, 1 cent 2012 1 cent United States of America. Today, we're uncovering the story behind the 2012 United States 1 cent coin, also known as the penny. Now, a penny may not sound like much, but stick around, because some of these coins could be worth far more than you'd imagine. Before we dig into the 2012 penny specifically, let's talk a little about the history of the Lincoln penny. In 1909, to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the U.S. Mint introduced the Lincoln penny, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. This was the first U.S. coin to feature a president's portrait, and it's been a staple in our wallets and piggy banks ever since. Over the years, the design of the penny has evolved, with the Lincoln Memorial reverse from 1959 to 2008 and then the shield design in 2010, which represents unity and the strength of the nation. By 2012, the Lincoln penny was using the zinc composition that started in 1982, a copper-plated zinc coin. So the 2012 penny may look like classic copper, but it's actually mostly zinc with a thin layer of copper. The design on the 2012 penny features Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the Union shield on the reverse. So what makes certain 2012 pennies worth more than their face value? Typically, for modern coins like the 2012 penny, factors like mint errors, unique finishes, and specific grades can boost their value. Some of the most valuable coins are those with rare mint errors. For example, off-center strikes, double dies, or coins with missing elements from the design can become collectible treasures. A 2012 penny with any of these errors could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars to the right collector. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. For recent pennies like the 2012, any coins graded MS67, MS68, or even higher could be worth a premium because finding such well-preserved examples is rare. In fact, an MS67 or higher could bring in several $100s. Curious if you have a valuable 2012 penny? Here are some tips on what to look for. Look closely under a magnifying glass. Any unusual markings, doubling, or strange features might indicate a mint error. Some popular errors to look for include off-center strikes or coins that appear double-stamped. These errors are highly collectible. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Coins in pristine condition, with no scratches or wear, tend to command the highest prices. You might want to consider sending your penny to a grading service like PCGS or NGC if it looks flawless. Sometimes coins develop unique colors due to exposure to different environments. Collectors often prize unusual toning for its beauty and uniqueness. Don't forget to check for mint marks. While 2012 pennies from the Philadelphia and Denver mints were common, pennies minted in San Francisco might be more valuable, especially in higher grades. But what about the idea that these pennies are worth millions of dollars? There have been rumors circulating that a certain 2012 penny sold for $47 million. While this number is just a myth, there are a few 2012 pennies out there that have sold for thousands due to minting quirks and high grades. In 2020, for example, a 2012 penny graded at MS68 sold for over $2,000 at auction. While it might not be $47 million, this is still a significant return for a simple penny. While it's unlikely you'll find a 2012 penny worth millions, the world of coin collecting shows us that even small coins can sometimes hold big surprises. And who knows, that spare change in your pocket could end up being worth more than you think. So, what do you think? Do you have any 2012 pennies lying around? Take a closer look because you might just be holding a hidden gem. If you've enjoyed today's deep dive into the world of pennies, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and leave a comment if you found a rare coin yourself. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy collecting. Next, 1992 D1 cent. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins, specifically, the incredibly rare and valuable 1992 D1 cent coin, also known as a penny. Believe it or not, this humble-looking penny could be worth up to $5.1 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny. So, what makes this coin so special, and how did it come to be worth so much? Let's explore its history, the reason for its immense value, and what to look for in case you have one of these rare coins in your collection. The 1992 D penny, part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, was minted at the Denver Mint and is one of the last issues before the transition to the Lincoln Bicentennial pennies in 2009. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln Cent has been in circulation since 1909 and originally featured the wheat ears reverse before switching to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. By 1992, most pennies were mass-produced, and they're mostly of interest only to collectors due to their low face value. But one particular version of the 1992 D penny has become incredibly valuable due to a small but critical design error that sets it apart. And that error is what's called the close AM variation, which we'll dive into next. So, why is this 1992 D penny so valuable? In most 1992 pennies, there is a noticeable gap between the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse side. This gap is known as the wide AM design, typical of Lincoln cents produced from 1988 to 1992. However, due to a minting mistake, a limited number of 1992 D pennies were struck with the close AM design, where the letters A and M are almost touching. This small variation is incredibly rare, making the 1992 D-Close AM penny one of the most sought-after coins in modern U.S. coin collecting. Because so few of these pennies were produced, collectors are willing to pay huge sums to add one to their collection. To understand why a single penny could be valued as high as $5.1 million, let's take a look at how rarity, condition, and demand all factor into a coin's value. When it comes to coin collecting, rarity is everything. Because only a handful of 1992 D-Close AM pennies exist, they're extremely rare. Rarity drives up the price in the collector's market, especially for coins with unique errors or designs that weren't intended for mass circulation. Coin collectors often rely on a grading scale to assess a coin's condition, ranging from poor to mint state, with MS 70 being the perfect grade. A 1992 D-Close AM penny in mint state is incredibly rare. Finding one in high grade is even rarer, adding further to its value. And finally, demand due to its unique history, error, and scarcity. The 1992 D penny has captured the attention of both seasoned collectors and investors. The possibility of adding such a rare coin to a collection drives up the demand, pushing prices even higher. Combine these factors, and you have a recipe for a coin worth up to $5.1 million. Now, let's get to the exciting part: how to identify if you have one of these valuable pennies. If you have any pennies from 1992, especially those minted in Denver, here's what you need to do first: flip the coin to the reverse side. Look at the word America under the Lincoln Memorial. If there's a clear gap between the A and M, it's a standard 1992 penny with a wide AM design. However, if the A and M are close together, almost touching, you may have found a close AM penny. If you think you've spotted a close AM variation, consider having it authenticated by a reputable coin grading service, such as the Professional Coin Grading Service or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. These services can professionally grade your coin and verify its authenticity, which is crucial if you plan to sell it for a high price. Let's say you found a 1992 D-Close AM penny. What should you do next? If you plan to sell, consider working with a trusted coin dealer or auction house, especially one that specializes in rare coins. The coin market can be highly competitive, and a professional dealer can help you find collectors willing to pay top dollar. Are another great option, as they often host events specifically for rare and high-value coins. Many coins that have fetched millions were sold at auction, and with the right exposure, your penny could reach the price it deserves. The 1992 D-Close AM penny is more than just a valuable coin, it's a piece of history that reflects the intricacies of the minting process. Even a small design variation can turn a common coin into a treasure. This penny reminds us of the exciting discoveries that lie hidden in plain sight, waiting to be uncovered. And that wraps up today's video on the 1992 D penny worth up to $5.1 million. If you enjoyed learning about this incredible coin, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our future videos on rare coins, valuable collectibles, and fascinating historical artifacts. Let us know in the comments if you'll be checking your pennies for the 1992 D-Close AM version. Who knows, you might have a fortune right in your pocket. Next, 1986 1 cent United States, we're exploring everything you need to know about the 1986 penny. Whether you're a coin collector or just curious about the history of this small but mighty coin, stick around to discover if you might have a rare version worth big money. First, let's set the stage. The penny as we know it has had a long and interesting journey. The 1 cent coin, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or heads side, has been a staple in American currency since 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it originally commemorated the centennial of Lincoln's birth and has become one of the most iconic American coins. Now, fast forward to 1986, a time when the U.S. Mint was producing millions of pennies each year. In fact, over 6 billion pennies were minted that year across Philadelphia and Denver, making it a very common coin in circulation. The 1986 penny continued the classic design with Lincoln's profile on the obverse, designed by Brenner, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, created by Frank Gasparo. This specific reverse design started in 1959, marking Lincoln's 150th birthday, and continued until 2008. This version is commonly known as the Lincoln Memorial Penny, but what makes this penny unique in the eyes of collectors is any error or flaw it might carry. While a typical 1986 penny doesn't hold a high face value beyond 1 cent, there are a few key details to watch for that can turn a simple penny into a collector's treasure. Now, let's talk about error coins. Errors can include things like double dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks. When these errors appear on coins, they become rarities that collectors value highly. For example, a double die error on a 1986 penny could easily increase its worth from mere cents to hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity and rarity of the error. Additionally, another key feature that collectors look for is the mint mark. In 1986, pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and sometimes found without a mint mark, which can also add intrigue. If you're curious if your 1986 penny could be valuable, there are a few steps to follow. First, closely examine the coin under a magnifying glass or microscope. Look for unusual patterns like doubling on the date or the lettering, or any off-center designs. Check the mint mark location if it has one, and take note of any color changes or signs of wear. Another aspect is the coin's condition. Coins that are graded as mint state or higher tend to fetch higher prices in the collector's market. Having your coin professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC can also help authenticate its value. To give you a better idea, let's look at some real-world examples. A pristine 1986 penny in mint state with an error has sold for hundreds, even thousands, at auction. While it's unlikely that any 1986 penny could reach a value as high as $7 million, certain coins from this era with unique errors or characteristics have been known to reach impressive prices. If you think you might have a valuable 1986 penny, there are a few places to sell it. Online platforms like eBay allow you to connect with collectors, or you can approach coin dealers and auction houses. Heritage auctions and other reputable coin auction sites can help you get the best value, especially if your coin is rare and in top condition. While most 1986 pennies are just worth a cent, rare varieties or error coins can capture the attention of collectors and sometimes lead to surprising price tags. Remember, whether you're an avid collector or a beginner, it's worth taking a closer look at the change in your pocket. You never know what hidden treasure you might find. If you enjoyed this dive into the world of rare coins, be sure to like this video, subscribe, and let us know in the comments if you've ever found a unique penny. Thanks for watching, and keep collecting. Next, 1977 1 cent, we're diving into one of the most intriguing legends in coin collecting, the 1977 US penny. Believe it or not, some stories online say this little coin is worth up to $47 million. So, what's the real story? Is your penny really worth millions, or just 1 cent? Stick around, because we're breaking it all down. Let's start with the basics. The 1977 penny is a classic piece from the United States Mint, and it's part of the long-standing Lincoln cent series. It features Abraham Lincoln on the front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the back, a design used from 1959 to 2008. The 1977 penny is made primarily of copper, with a small amount of zinc. During this period, pennies were about 95% copper and 5% zinc, making them a bit different from modern pennies, which are mostly zinc with a thin copper coating. Now, if you're holding on to a 1977 penny, it's likely one of over 4 billion minted that year. That's a lot of pennies. So, the real question is, what makes one of these worth more than face value? Most 1977 pennies will have a face value of, you guessed it, 1 cent. But if it's in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could sell for slightly more to collectors. For example, a 1977 penny graded as mint state can be worth anywhere from a few cents to around $10, depending on its quality. Now, for a coin to be worth serious money, it often needs to be either in extremely rare condition, like flawless mint state, with no marks or wear, or have something unique, like a minting error. Errors are a whole different ballgame. Mint errors happen when there's a mistake during the minting process. This could include double strikes, off-center designs, or missing elements. For example, a 1977 penny with a noticeable double strike or an off-center misprint could be worth a few $100s or more. However, error coins are still quite rare. Just because you have a 1977 penny doesn't mean it has an error. You'd need to have it closely examined, ideally by a professional grading service, to verify any rare features. Alright, let's address the rumor that a 1977 penny is worth $47 million. Spoiler alert, that's not true. Number 1977 penny has ever been sold or valued even remotely close to that amount. This myth likely started from rumors, internet exaggerations, or misinterpreted auction listings. The highest recorded value for a 1977 penny, even in top-notch mint state condition, would be around $10 or so. Even if it had a rare minting error, it still wouldn't reach anywhere near $1 million, let alone $47 million. So, what should you actually look for if you want to find valuable coins? Here are a few quick tips. The better condition your coin is in, the more valuable it could be. Pay attention to double strikes, off-center patterns, or anything that looks out of the ordinary. If you think your coin is special, consider having it graded by a professional service, like PCGS or NGC. 1977 pennies are mostly copper, and while copper prices have gone up, it's still not worth melting down pennies. However, older pennies do have a higher intrinsic metal value than modern ones. So, is a 1977 penny worth millions? No, not really, unless you find one with a 1 in a billion mint error. But that doesn't mean coin collecting isn't rewarding. Searching for valuable coins can still be a fun and potentially profitable hobby. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about the mysteries of coin collecting, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and let us know in the comments if you found any unique coins in your pocket change. Who knows? Maybe you're the next lucky collector.